device authentication, how to return whether a device is managed in a SAML claim. So I'm using the Beta Cloud here. I've got a claim, a Reliant Party Trust here. Here's the claim. Basically, we look at this rule. In fact, it's probably easier if we add a rule. What you're going to do is pass through or filter an incoming claim, and you're passing through an incoming claim because you've already done the authentication. So you've got all the details, and it's in a claim. And so the only thing you need to send through is it a managed device, and then you can send through any of these other claims as part of it. So the device identifier, the display name, the operating system type and version, and so that's what I've got here. So that's the first part. The second part, which is important, is you've got to have a device certificate. So here is my local certificate store on the ADFS server, ADFS trusted devices and certificates. There's a bunch of things already in there. Specifically what I need in here is the Intune MDM device certificate authority. So anything that's managed by Intune will get a device certificate, and it'll be issued by the device CA. Now invariably that'll be unique per organization. If we look at this certificate, it's from the 12th of August 2021 through to the 12th of August 2024. So it's unique to my organization. In fact, I don't know if it says anything about my organization in this, probably very little. Anyway, so if I come across to my keychain, so this is a managed device. In fact, let me just open up the company portal just to show you that it's a managed device, so I can sign in here. So this is a managed device. It's the one I'm on. Doesn't really tell me too much about it, but needless to say, it's a managed device. And as part of that, I get a device certificate, again issued by that CA, and it has a specific GUID for it, and an object identifier. Okay, so if we come back to the ADFS server here, and we look here, authentication policy. I have device authentication enabled, which means obviously it'll authenticate the device. So a couple of things we can now do is if we come to let's open Safari. For some reason it's got a bit slow. So we go HTTPS ADFS welshgeek.net, and we'll go to the IDP initiated sign-on page, and I'll put a web inspector on, and we're going to sign into that Zscaler private access beta, which one, that one, the one that's configured to send those claims. Click sign in. I don't actually care what it's doing, and you can see here's the SAML response data. And what we will do is we'll echo that through base 64 minus D, and you can see, let's have a look. Here is the attribute claim. Is it managed? And the answer should be true. And we're also getting the device display name, and it's called MBP13. OS type is Mac MDM. OS version 11.6. So we get all of this information we can pass through from ADFS. The interesting thing when we look at this is if I go to admin.zpa-beta, I'm authenticating my ZPA tenant against Azure-AD. So we'll come in here and we'll show you how that works. IDP configuration. So here I'm authenticating against Azure-AD. Here's my logon sign-in URL. But Azure-AD is federated against ADFS. So if I import policies, what we'll see is a redirect to Azure-AD, Azure-AD to ADFS, ADFS authenticates back to Azure-AD, and then back here. So we'll click import. It's going to sign me in, graphql.net. Could make this a bit more transparent. So this then goes to my ADFS server, authenticates and federates me back, hopefully. So it's ADFS is asking for the certificate. So we click continue, device certificate for the authentication, and it's redirecting me back. When it's doing that, let me just come across the ADFS server. It's actually using this Ryan Party Trust to actually authenticate and respond. So if we look at the claim rules on this, really it's just sending back my immutable ID. So it's kind of doing device authentication, but it's then really not sending any device information back to me, back to ADFS, to Azure-AD. However, what we have here is all the information that Azure-AD is sending, or my member of and everything like that. But here it's sending through is managed is true. And there's a very specific reason for that. So if we go to portal.azure.com, enterprise applications, so this is the configuration for this, and really all this is configured to do is send given name, surname, principal name, groups, country, blah blah blah, which is essentially this lot. Okay. However, what if we come to the app registrations? What I've done is I've amended this. So if I come to Zscaler beta, or Welsh Geek beta here, and I look at the manifest, within the manifest, if I scroll down to SAML token or SAML2 token, I've told it that I want to send through is device managed as an additional claim, and it will send that through. So I can update this manifest to include additional device information to be sent in the SAML response to Zscaler Private Access. So hope that's useful. Any questions, let me know. Mark@zscaler.com. Thanks a lot.